All right, today we're going to be talking about the different laundry symbols. So if you guys have your clothing and you've seen the little care tag that is on your clothes, sometimes it'll be written out in words how to properly wash and dry the garment without destroying it and actually letting it have a much longer life, so to speak. So what happens though is sometimes we don't read that, we don't pay attention to that, and then our clothes end up getting holes in them quicker, they shrink, different colors bleed into them. So we're going to go over the different symbols, what they mean, and then you guys' assignment is at the end of it. So these symbols right here all relate to how you should wash it in your washing machine. The basic symbol is basically a wash bucket right here. So you've got just the bucket itself, and then you've got the little water level at the top of it. And then it's the additional little dots and symbols that we add with it that tell us the specifics behind it. So anytime you see a wash bucket, it's telling you how to wash it in your washing machine. If it has one line, it's a permanent press. Two lines means delicate. Your different dots here, the dots are equivalent to the temperature of either the water or the temperature that you should set the machine to. So the more dots, the hotter it should be, or the higher the temperature setting should be. So if it's one dot, it means cold, two dots mean warm, three dots mean hot. Right here, this one's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to hand wash whatever it is. You can do that in your sink. You can do it in a wash bucket, anything like that, and you don't use a large amount of detergent. Usually you're washing or you're doing it on garments that are way too delicate to even put into the washing machine on delicate. And then do not wash at all. Now it sounds kind of weird. If I wear something, I should wash it. This is actually for a symbol that it will pair up with later on. So if it looks like a water bucket, then it has something to do with your washing machine. Next is bleach. Not all garments can have bleach used with them when washing. If it can, it will tell you. If it's just a regular plain triangle, it means that you're fine to use regular bleach, regular chlorine bleach. It's also some of the bleach that people use to clean their homes with. Okay, you're not adding a lot because if you wash something with bleach every single time you wash it, it will actually break down the fibers a lot quicker, and then your garment will end up with little holes or tears in it that will eventually grow every time. So you don't want to use bleach every single time. You just want to use a small amount when it's needed. So if you have a bunch of white or light colored clothes that maybe something was washed with darker clothes or it's just starting to look a little kind of tired, then you would add a little bleach in there. If it's got a triangle with stripes, it's going to be non-chlorine bleach, which is also known as color safe bleach or oxygen bleach. This is the type of bleach that you can use on any of your colors. It will not dye it. If you pour it directly on there, it's not going to give you those weird color variations. You should not pour bleach, whether it's color safe or regular, into the washing machine itself. You should put it in its special compartment because it dilutes it with water to make sure that it doesn't ruin your clothes. So non-chlorine bleach or oxygen bleach, all those are the same thing. Those are okay to use on colors. And then the last symbol is, of course, it has the X on it. It says you can't bleach it at all. All right, our dryer symbols, the basic dryer symbols, actually look like a front-loading dryer. So it's just going to be a box with a circle in it. So tumble dry normal, you can just stick it in at normal time. You've got tumble dry permanent press and tumble dry gentle. Again, the same concept with the dots. The dots will indicate the heat temperature that you need to set the dryer to. One dot is low heat, two dots is medium, three dots is high. If it tells you, for example, right here, you have the dryer, but it has the black circle in it, that's telling that it's okay to dry it, but you need to dry it without heat in general. It's also sometimes known as a fluff cycle, but it's basically just stir it in and circulate it in, and we'll just use a room temperature air around it. If it's got an X on it, don't do it. This right here is actually a little clothesline, so this is a line dry. And then lastly, this one down here is dry flat. This one's really used for like really delicate sweaters. You can wash them okay in the correct washing temperature. And then when you dry them, if you hang them up to dry, the weight of the water dripping down will actually stretch your sweaters out or your cardigans, things like that. So you actually just want to lay it on a dry surface, flat surface, and just lay out. It also is great because you won't get any wrinkles in it as long as you make it nice and smooth when you go to dry it. It does take longer, but it will help the longevity of your garments. All right, ironing is pretty simple. Looks just like a little iron. So if it's your basic iron, you can iron at any temperature and you can use a steam or you can iron it dry and it's totally fine. Has an X on it, don't do it. Your dots pop up again, iron low, iron medium, iron high. Irons now, it's really popular that they actually have the fabric and fiber type as one of the settings. So you want to make sure before you go iron everything on high, you can't necessarily do that because if you try to go iron something that's satin, it's going to burn right through it. It's going to melt it. So you want to make sure that you're reading it, what the fiber content is on your garment, and then make sure you match the iron to it. If you're not entirely sure, but you know that it's okay to iron, always start on the lowest setting and then you can gently work your way up. Whatever you do, whenever you're ironing, if you have a graphic tee that has some type of screen printing, maybe it's like your favorite band or it's a TV show that you watch, anything like that, make sure that you don't iron directly over the screen printing because it will actually melt it and ruin it. It will come right off on your iron. You want to make sure that you put like a thin fabric over it and do like a low heat to it to slowly iron it, or just go ahead and let it dry flat so then you don't have to worry about ironing. Dry cleaning, remember how I told you earlier that sometimes it'll say do not wash? Well, it's probably going to shoot to go ahead and send it out for dry cleaning. So this is a type of process uses more kind of organic solvents and everything like that to clean it without using water. It's really popular for like business clothes, your winter jackets that are made out of wool, things like that, wedding dresses, tuxedos. Those are the type of things that you would want to dry clean, and those have to be sent out for dry cleaning. Your washer and dryer at home will absolutely ruin the garment. And of course, again, anything with an X, don't do it. All right, so your assignment, there's two things that you're going to do. I've given you an example for each type of way that we're going to do this. So I've given you the symbols. You're going to write out what they mean, and I want you to use commas like you see right up here. So this one says machine wash warm, and I know it's warm because it's two dots, and then line dry it. This is literally an old-fashioned clothesline. What you're going to do is type it in there, separate by commas, go down. So you've got 4 here, same thing on this page. And then on this page, we've reversed it. I've given you the words. You're going to copy and paste the symbols in the correct order. You're going to copy and paste the symbols by scrolling up to your notes. Make sure you don't accidentally cut out the symbol and paste it down there because you want to make sure that you still have all your notes. So copy the symbol and then paste it down here. All right. If you have any questions, you guys know to email me.